Okay, today we are going to talk about chicken stock, and I'm going to show you just how easy it is to put a big pot of this chicken stock together. And you don't have to buy it from the store, and it's so easy because you use everything in your refrigerator that's like maybe going to go bad, when it's in its last days maybe. What I've got here is some Jamaican allspice berries, some black peppercorn, some garlic, a few bay leaves, an onion, some celery that we had left over from a crudité platter we made the other day, some carrots, and I've also got the neck bones from the turkeys that I've used during the holidays, and I've got one of the turkey carcasses that after we had roasted the turkey, we always keep the carcass. And I've also, since I like a little heat in mine, I've got some jalapenos that we had grew in the garden this year. So I'm going to get all these rough chopped, and then we're going to add them to the stock pot. Alright, I got my vegetables in. Now, one thing to know about these vegetables, I'm just sauteing them down. We're not cooking these vegetables through. I don't want them to get cooked through. I'm just looking for some caramelization on my vegetables so that when I add my turkey in and my water, it's going to have a really good flavor base. Also, what I wanted to tell y'all about this is that you can use whatever ratio of vegetables that you just have on hand. Like I had a lot of carrots, so I put in a lot of carrots. But if you don't have a lot of carrots and you have a lot of celery, hey, put that in. Also, I don't have any herbs growing outside because it's winter time, but I would take thyme and any herbs that you want to put in it. It's one of those things that you don't have to have a recipe. It's basically a roadmap, and you can take it anywhere you want to go with it. I've got my turkey ready over here, and I've got my necks, and I've got my wings that I took off. We didn't eat the wings, and I've got my back. And I'm going to go ahead and get that in the stock pot. This has been in my pot, and it's been browning up. Like I say, see, it's just getting some caramelization in the bottom of that pot. That's all we're doing. So I'm going to put my turkey in and just add cold water to fill this pot. Now I've got my stock on the stove, got it coming up to a boil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and add about a tablespoon of salt. Now this is a big pot of stock, so a tablespoon of salt is going to be all you need to really get this going, because we're going to taste it for flavor after a while. And what you end up with is a product that is so much better than anything you will buy in a can or a box at the store. Okay, since I was off from work today, I have absolutely cooked this for hours. Now you don't have to cook it for 4 hours like I did today, because it's just been on medium low, just going to town just like this. But I really would cook it for at least an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes in order to get that flavor established. So I've pulled some out. Look at that gold color. That's what you're looking for. Now pull that out so I can do some quality control. Oh, it's delicious, but remember I only put a tablespoon of salt in it? Here we go. A little bit more salt. Now this is not going to hurt it because it's a huge thing of stock. Now one thing you're going to notice, this has got a layer of fat on the top of it. If you want to, skim that fat off once it's drained, and we'll show you how to do that. But that's done, my friend. Now I've put my stock through the strainer, and I've strained it into a thinner metal pot. That's the first strain. I do my first strain in a big colander, then my second strain I'll do through a fine mesh strainer. What I'm doing now is I'm putting this in a cold water bath. Because before we can freeze this or refrigerate it, we've got to bring the temperature down. And you've got to bring the temperature down quickly, because we get into a danger zone type situation with bacteria and stuff like that that can grow in foods that are over 40 degrees Fahrenheit and under 140. So if we was to let this cool on the countertop, it would sit there, and the majority of the time it would be over 40 degrees and under 140, where harmful bacteria could grow. Okay, my stock's down to about room temperature now. I'm going to run it through this fine mesh strainer into that bowl, and it's going in the refrigerator so that all that fat that I told you about could float to the surface, and then I can skim that fat off. All right, now our stock has cooled in the refrigerator. I've skimmed off that layer of fat, and I was going to show y'all how to do that, but it's so easy. Just skim off the fat. You know how to do that. All right, now I found that 2 cups frozen is normally the portion that I'll need. So I just take my measuring cup, and I get out that wonderful liquid gold, and I pour that into a Glad container, freezer container. And I'll freeze that, and when I need stock, boom. How perfect is that? Flavor on top of flavor, easy, very cheap since we didn't spend any money on it, and it's just something that I just really enjoy doing. So thank y'all for watching my video, and have a good night.